Welcome back to the shop today. Thank you for joining me again. We're gonna play a fun game and everybody gets a participation trophy today. Even you special kids that sit in the back. I know what you're doing back there. I was one of them. Today let's talk about what your favorite cartridge to shoot is. And we got 5 different categories. Technically 4 categories, but the 5th one I'll save till the end, and it's kind of like a bonus category. Hunting. What's your favorite cartridge to hunt with? That's gonna be a little specific, I know. 2nd category, target shooting. 3rd category, match shooting. What would you shoot in a match? 4th category, plinking and varmint shooting. What would you shoot there? And then our 5th bonus category I'll bring up at the end, so stick around until then. As hotly debated as the subject of cartridge and rifle style and pistol or handgun or firearm style is, I think we all kind of gravitate towards a certain caliber or cartridge for each of these categories that we tend to lean on more than the others or tend to break out more than the others. Now some people I know just have like 1 or 2 calibers or cartridges in their repertoire and 1 or 2 guns in their repertoire, and that's all they shoot. I do know a few people like that, but not many. Most of the shooters I know out there have multiple calibers and cartridges going on, multiple guns for multiple situations. So the first category I want to talk about is hunting. What is your favorite cartridge to hunt with? Now this is subjective. So we're not doing a what is the best, but what is your favorite? And go ahead and leave the comments below and like fill out the list in the comments below. Let me know what you like to shoot. For the hunting category, personally, I broke it down into 2 different categories. I think varmint hunting is kind of a different scenario. That's why it's its own categories, like plinking and varminting type of thing. So big game hunting, my 2 categories are like small, medium game, and large game. Now my number 1 pick for small to medium game, so up to deer, white-tailed deer, is gonna be the 6 Arc. That is my number 1 choice for hunting for myself personally. Anything up to including white-tailed deer. I think it's a versatile cartridge. I think it has a lot to offer. I've taken a couple deer with it myself. My son's taken his deer with it. I think there's pretty much everything or anything inside reasonable ranges. Like we're talking like 200 yards, 300 yards and in. Just about anything out there that you can hunt in that range and in that size profile, medium game or less, you can take with the 6 Arc. That's why I love it. It's effective, lightweight, easy to shoot. All right, the second part of that equation for me though is like big game. Medium, like medium big body to medium to big to large game. Like what are you taking when it comes to big game? Everything else, if I won't hunt it or can't hunt it with a 6 Arc, I'm probably gonna hunt it with a 7 PRC. Those are my 2 top picks for the hunting category. Light game, small game, medium game, 6 Arc. Anything else, 7 PRC. At the risk of sounding like a Hornady shill during this video, there's gonna be a lot of Hornady bullets and stuff in here because there's just a lot of products they've put out in the last 10 years and they've kind of capitalized on and dominated a lot of the cartridge categories out there just by making such great products for them or such great caliber advancements in ballistics in the last 20 years or so. So I'm not trying to sound like a Hornady shill, but they do have some winners. If I had a 7 rim mag, I probably would have never gotten a 7 PRC, and that would be my top choice there, 7 rim mag in the case of that, because there's just about nothing you can't hunt with a 7mm, especially the Magnum style, short action ultra mag, the Wisdom, the 28 Nosler, the 280 Ackley improved, 280 Remington, 7 mag, anything along those lines and that medium to large game up to including brown bear and all that good stuff, I'm going with 7 Magnum style. All right, second category, target shooting. If I was just going out target shooting, like long range, plinking on steel, banging targets, just trying to make super long range hits at targets, I'm probably gonna go with 6.5 Creedmoor. Most people probably know that. If they know that about me, I'm probably going with a 6.5 Creedmoor all-arounder. Like it's just my all-arounder. I can do anything I need to with it. It's an all-around cartridge, great. But just for pure target shooting, I love shooting my Remington 700 in 6.5 Creedmoor. I think it just makes, one, it's efficient. You can actually reload and find this stuff. It's inexpensive enough to shoot a lot, and you don't need to spend the kind of money and time you do on like a 7 PRC and all the powder and all that stuff. So it's a lot less expensive to shoot than the big boys are. A lot more fun though. Long sessions at the range, banging out steel targets out in super long range or even medium range, it's just more pleasant and more forgiving. A backup to that, like my secondary pick or like a kind of almost comparable pick, something I would probably go with more if the ammo was more available and the components were more available, would be the 6 arc, because it's just a lot of fun to shoot. All around, the 6 arc is so much fun to shoot. It's so lightweight, and you can make some pretty long range hits with it. If I'm pushing it out past 1,000, going with 6.5 Creedmoor, because it just gives you more capability and it's so easy to shoot. Call me an old dog, but a runner up to that would actually be the 308. So if I were going for just the target profile, target shooting, like I would say a runner up to my top pick would be 308, because it's so much fun to shoot. And it's such a great cartridge. You can do so much with it out to long range, and it's the challenging cartridge for long range target shooting. So you're like, it takes a little more work and a little more effort to make those impacts at super long range, say that 800 to 1,000 yard range. So the 308 to me is a great training cartridge for long range target shooting, which to me is training. Long range target practice is training. All right, my fourth category, if I were gonna shoot a match. Now, I don't have much match experience in PRS and F-class and stuff like that. I haven't done any of that kind of stuff in a long time. The last time I did long range stuff at any kind of matches was just local level matches out in Wyoming and Colorado, and that was 20 something years ago. And it was F-class style matches is what it was, 1,000-yard Palma matches, that kind of thing. It was local held things. It wasn't anything official, and it wasn't anything, you know, for scores and for keeps, you know, like no prizes or whatever. But today, if I were getting into the actual game of PRS, specifically something along those lines, like the 3-gun match, NRL Hunter, I would probably take a 6 GT, which I don't have with me here. I think the 6mm offers just about the best all-around ballistics you can get for ultra long range shots. The 6 GT is a very efficient package. You can use some really efficient powders like Barget and stuff like that. So the burn rates are great, the speeds and velocities are going to be great, the accuracy is going to be phenomenal, and your splash is going to be enough to see at long range. Your you know, recoil and all that stuff is almost nothing if you get your rifle set up real heavy with a brake and everything on it. I think it's got a really great design behind it. It's got pretty good industry support for brass and bullets and all those good things, you know what I mean? And it's just a really intelligent design. It was kind of designed, from what I understand, by the folks over at GA Precision in conjunction with Hornady, around using something like Varget, which is pretty much this gold standard of rifle powders, period. I mean, there's just nothing you can't shoot Barget in almost to make it accurate. And it's designed around that burn profile to be really efficient in a small case, short action rifle. Would probably work in an AR. I don't know, maybe I'll build one day and see if it works. The backup to that, say if I wanted to pick a backup to the 6 GT, I would probably go with the 6 Dasher. So for me, a match rifle, 6mm is the way to go, because it's a game. You're not trying to take down big game. You're not trying to, you know, do anything big and magnificent like that. You just need to hit. And you need to hit precisely, and you need to hit consistently. And that little 6mm is hard to beat when it's going fast enough. All right, number 4 category, plinking and varmint. Now, this is kind of a catch-all category. Like, if I were varmint hunting, going out wherever, just doing varmint stuff, it's easy to say I could pick any one of my, you know, any one of my other cartridges I've brought up. Yeah, I would grab one of them in a heartbeat. If that's what I had available, I would definitely shoot varmints with them. But if I'm going out specifically to like prairie dogs, coyotes and stuff like that, I'm probably gonna pick something in the 224 caliber cartridge family. For me, my first pick would be the actual 224 Valkyrie. I have a lot of this stuff. It's a fast little bullet, moving really quickly out to 500 or 600 yards, which would be, say, you know, like for varmint shoot, like coyotes or whatever, you know, you're probably going to be inside that window of 500 or 600 yards on the far end, maybe a little bit further than that in some instances, but you're going to be there and in. It's an extremely efficient cartridge for shooting varmints at long range, for shooting prairie dogs inside medium ranges, 200-300 yards. I've done a lot with that before. It's small enough to shoot pleasantly. It doesn't have a lot of bang and fuss, and it's, you know, easy to reload, easy to find, you know, lower weight bullets so you can move a lot faster, getting up to 3,000 feet per second. You can shoot in a DMR or something along these lines right here, and you can push them really stinking fast, even in like a 20-inch barrel like this. Put some varmint loads together and you've got yourself one heck of a varmint slaying rifle. The 224 Valkyrie would be kind of my top pick for that plinking / varmint category. If I had to go with a backup, I'd go with the 223, good old-fashioned 223. All right, and that brings me to our final category, which is just for fun. What do you like to shoot? What is your favorite cartridge to shoot just for the pure fun of it? For me, it's the 6 arc. That's my favorite one. Just all around, general shooting in all scenarios and circumstances. If I just had to pick one rifle to go goof off and have fun with, I'm not talking about my last resort rifle. I'm not talking about my end of the world rifle. I'm talking about just for the fun of it. 6mm arc for me. It's pleasant to shoot. It's easy to reload. It's very versatile. You've got all kinds of bullets you can shoot with it, from varmint bullets down in the 50 grains up to the 108 grain, match style bullets. There's nothing you can't shoot with the 6 arc in most reasonable distances, in most game size even. And just for fun of it, my gosh, it's just so stinking fun to shoot. My kids love shooting it. I haven't got my wife to shoot it yet. We'll get her there eventually. All right, that's it for me. Thank y'all for joining me again today. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite cartridge to shoot for the following categories: hunting, target, match, plinking and varmint, catch-all category, and just for the fun of it. Do you have the same caliber that would fill all of those needs, or that you could or should or would fill all those needs with? Let me know. I want to hear about it. Thank y'all for joining me again. Be blessed and stay sharp.